Hi class, few of you didn't submit your lab exercise 3 and most of you didn't really make that correct. So that's why here I want to show you how to complete the lab exercise 3. So the first thing we see the lab exercise 3. You see the program I asked you to write is X for 5 test scored. Then the program should calculate the average test scored and display the result in a table format. So we say the average display should be formatted in the fixed point notation and only 1 decimal point display. And also you need to read all the requirements I show you. I say assume all the test scores are integer. So that means here you need to enter the value for the score is all integer. And also in your program, you should define in integer. So then here, I want to show you again, when we say a table format, what does that mean? I understand when you see this test output, you are not really feel that's very the table format. So what I say the table format is like our Excel. Okay, so here, not this one. I want to show you the one I want you to use. Okay, so here actually is the Excel file they will look like for the table format. Okay, so you see here, when I say table format, I want you to think about you are using the data like in the Excel. You see Excel, you have column, column, column. You see all the column, they have the same width. So the same thing here, you see that's our title for the test 1, test 2, test 3, test 4, test 5. So that's why you see even the average and the total, they are all here. So they are in the same column. And the same thing, you need to specify the next line, the next one for the value, they are in one column as well. So in order to show the table format in the console output, so we need to kind of think about average. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You see until this line. This line will be the longest one. So they have 10 characters. So on the other hand, I think we should set the width for here for 12 should be enough. So then you see the next one, actually the next column is the value. So then when you want to have the table format, you need to think about your first column, how many space I need to provide then. Then the second one, we see, oh, okay, the number not so much. Maybe we can just have 6 digits is enough. So you can think about a set W6. So that's what we call is the table format. So we need to want to have the first column, each one they set W is 12. Each one in the second column, they set W is 6. So that's mean the table format. So here I want to show you completely how should we write this one in the Java code. So I will show you everything here. So then let's start. Okay, so here let me create a new file. Okay, so this new file we say, so I create a new file called LabExercise3.cpp. Okay, so this lab exercise 3, we start working on that. So then we just say, right, so that's, so you can type more information you want to have the user to know. Okay, so all the time we need to start, we need to include our IO string. We need to include IO main IP. We need the IO string, we need the IO main IP for the library. And also continue using namespace. So we have our main function. So then at the beginning, we say we need to have 5 test score, right? So that's why they need to be the int data type. So we have test 1, test 2, test 3, test 4, test 5, and our total. Then don't forget the average need to be done. So continue, we need to ask the user to enter. Ask the user to enter 5 test scores separated with space. Okay, so we finish that. So then you see C-in, we expect user will enter 5 test score. So that's why you need to do indirect to 5 different variable. Okay, so good. So after we finish, right, we got a user input. So we type total equal to test 1 plus test 2 plus test 3 plus test 4, test 5. So then after we have the total, we can calculate the average. So your average equal to total divided by 5. But you need to be careful. Here, your total is integer. Your 5 is integer. So that's why here we remind you, you can cast your double to total. We can cast your total from int to double first. So then you see when you divide by 5, then here they will become the double value. You can either do this way, or you can simply just divide by 5.0. You can convert to double as well. So now continue. How should we display in the table format? Okay, so that's why here you need to go back to see your output simply. Okay, so test score analysis. So that's why we need to print out the test score analysis. So the test score analysis actually just a header. So then we give them the header. Yeah, you can either match them, or you see here you can give them 2 more space. So afterward, remember we want to have what? Yeah, we want to have test 1, test 2, right? So that's why I say here. Earlier we say your Excel, you see here you want to have this column is 12 space. So that's why remember your set W need to go with each value you display. So that's why here you need to be careful. Before you see out, you need to do right. I need to display test 1, right? Okay, but don't forget this one I need to give them the space. So I need to make sure this one they can display in the 12 space. So then here, no matter what you display, they will reserve 12 space for you. Then right, see the next one, my value, I want to have 6. So that's why this value is for the 67, is test 1. So then you see here, you do your test 1. Then right, we have the end of line. So that's why you see here, this one you need to for all the value, right? So that's why the next line you should do the same thing. So the next line, the same thing you see here, your test 2 and this 79. So the same thing you see, you need to have this set W 12 for this test 2. So then here is for the test 2. Okay, so be careful. Most of you have this one ready, but you forgot your test 1 for the column 1. You need also set the W as well. Okay, so the same thing. We do 5 of them. Okay, so we have test 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So the same thing here. You need to have your test 1, 2, 3, and 5. Okay, so then we see the sample output. Good. We need a total 2. So that's why you see here you set 12. So that's why this one for your total. For the total, you don't need to worry about they need to be aligned or not, because one thing is the value they display later, they will reserve the 12 space. So the only thing here is not the test 1. This one is total. Okay, so check again total, right? So then we need to have average. So we see the sample output. Please refer to my sample output. You see here average, I want you to do underneath a little bit. So then you just do have one more line. So this line should be the same as this line. So you copy and paste. Okay, so now we do the display average. Okay, so you see the average, the same thing. Your average is what? Your average is, in the Excel, they need to be the same width as the above. So that's why you still need to set 12, okay? But here is for average. So this one for average, so the same thing here, we will display average. You see, your average still need to be the same size as the up one. So they still need to have this set W6. However, one more thing is, remember, only the average is the double number. So that's why we told you, when you do the set precision, you need to have the sticky setting. So then here, we just need to make sure to have, we have 1 decimal place display. So that's why we have the fixed. Then we set precision. Okay, set precision, I said only one decimal, right? Yeah, so then you just set precision for 1 decimal. Okay, so then your program finish. Okay, so the most important thing, remember all this, they need to have the same set W. For the all second column line, they need to have the same set W. So then we see when we run the program, can they show what we want for our output or not? So I need to show the output here so you can see that. Okay. Okay, so you have some error, so that's why your fix is not declared. So that one, see here. On the program, I see the error, right? So something set precision include the Ironman IP. So then we find out, yeah, here I have error. I using namespace. I didn't finish that using namespace std. So that's why sometimes if you have error, you need to just go back to see the fix. Can you fix something? Or you have something wrong. Good, so we see here, now we can run. Okay, so enter 5 values. So I just using the same value here. So then we can see the result, the same output. So 87, 79 space, 85, 92, 90. Okay, so then you need to check because sometimes your output may be not aligned correctly as what you want. Okay, so then you just need to check. Okay, kind of okay, but here I feel it's too much space, right? So if you don't like that, they didn't kind of balance for this equal line. Okay, so what you can do is, you see here, for example, I feel like I need to have a new line before the enter. So maybe I can just add a \n. Okay, so then the other thing is, you see here, I feel like this one is too much space. So maybe 12 is too much. So you see here is too much space. So you feel like maybe too much space for the 12. So maybe I can change to 10 to see if they are better. But then if you change that, you need to change everything. Okay, all the value in the first column. Okay, so then after we kind of change a little bit because according to the output, you don't like how they look like. You can always change that. So then we run again. Okay, so then I still enter 87, 79, 85. You see why I give you the sample output? Because I want you to check your calculation first. So then you see here, oh, look much better because you see they are balanced. Okay, so then we go back to see our sample output from the assignment. Okay, the value is correct. So then look like I didn't have any calculation incorrection. So the total is 433. So mine is 433. Right, so then you finish your lab exercise 3. Okay, so let me give you the lab exercise 3 one more look for the code. Okay, so then you can see here how to correct your arrow. The most important thing is I want you to know when I say the table format, I want the first column, second column, depends on your column, how you will align correctly. So you need to understand this one so you can moving forward to your assignment 3.